This is not for you. This is not for you. What's this? Not for you. Not for you. Oops, I was supposed to be constantly stirring. And I stopped doing it because I saw my dog. Today on Don't Panic Pantry, I am making a grilled chicken risotto using a fancy Acquerello rice that turns out makes risotto really good. Truth is, growing up, I didn't eat that much risotto because I was like an Italian pasta family. We were like, if you're gonna have Italian food, you have pasta. That's your carb, that's your starch. So now I make kind of my version of risotto that my family likes a lot, in which I make a little like veggie pastate-y kind of base, fry that up in some olive oil and butter, toast the rice, build it with stock and water, top it with thinly sliced marinated grilled chicken breast, and then that gets covered in Parmesan cheese. All right, so for this, I'm just gonna do a really simple, quick little chicken breast marinade. It's basically just garlic, rosemary, lemon juice, salt and pepper. Let's give this garlic a quick little chop. You could also, if you didn't want to use a cutting board, you could just grate some garlic. You could also use garlic powder. And we got our rosemary here. I'm just gonna pull it off its stems. I'm gonna chop that up too. You can also do it in a mortar and pestle. That would be tasty too. You can make it almost like a garlic rosemary paste. If you know you're gonna use a lemon anyway, sometimes it's nice to just take some of the rind off of it and get that in there too. A little bit of zest. Just adds a little extra flavor to your little mix here. Putting it in the container you're gonna marinate it in, and that way you're not wasting a ton of space. Slice this lemon. Squeeze the juice of a whole lemon in here. Let's get our chicken sliced up. So we've got 3 chicken breasts, which I'm turning into 6 thinner pieces. It'll make for faster grilling. I'm gonna now season this up with some olive oil, some salt and pepper, and that's it. We're kind of just looking for, the lemon's doing most of the work, but that olive oil kind of expands it out. It helps it all coat everything together. It's almost like you're making salad dressing. You can probably just use salad dressing. We're gonna mix it, mix it, mix it. We're gonna taste it and see. It's gonna obviously taste intense. It should be salty, it should be acidic, it should taste of raw garlic, it should taste of lots of things. Taste it. That's what you want. It should taste like a little too salty to eat like a salad dressing. Actually, it should be pretty too salty. Okay, and now, ready guys? You put it in. And sometimes I'll just do a little light flip before I add each one in, and that way you're kind of making sure you don't have any like little bald spots that don't get the juice. Really, you just want to go kind of heavy on the flavor on this, because then it's just going to kind of do its thing and hang out, and then it's going to be a little topper onto our risotto. So I think you want just a super duper high heat hot grill. These are thin boys. We're going hot and fast on this grill there. All right, the smoke has cleared up a little. We got a nice color. So then I'm gonna take 2 cups of frozen chicken stock, put it in a pot, and then we're gonna fill it up the rest of the way with water, and we'll let that start defrosting, heating up, melting, and going. All right, so now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you a little fun game called putting things in a blender to make a pestata. Some little nubs of carrot, some celery, an onion, and just like that, Ben, we've got a beautiful pestata of garlic, onion, carrot, celery. We are going to begin heating up our pan, olive oil in the pan, a good amount, maybe like 2 tablespoons, something like that. Maybe a tablespoon of butter, and let that start kind of moving and grooving. And then we're gonna take our pestata, and that's gonna fry up into that oil. We're gonna evaporate out some of that moisture, and then we're gonna add in the risotto and toast the risotto in the fat. And let it kind of slowly build. And when it starts to get all like toasty and sizzly, you start ladling in stock and just slowly building your risotto. It absorbs the moisture, add more in, absorbs the moisture, add more in. You keep doing that until it's cooked to your liking, until it's nice and al dente, and that's it. And this adds some vegetables to the mix and some flavor. The pan is getting kind of nice and dried out. We're frying it in that butter and oil. It's absorbing it. It's doing tasty things. 2 cups of arborio rice going in. Depending on how this looks, you might add some more fat back in here. So we do really want to be toasting this rice. But the rice is also going to absorb any excess moisture in here. The thing with risotto is that once you start going, you want to be constantly stirring it. And having your stock be warm is very helpful because you're not like shocking the rice back down to cold temperature. And like, you know, temperature affects starch. And now I'm going to start just slowly adding my stock, like 1 ladle at a time. And then once the stock runs out, we're just going to go water the rest of the way. You're just kind of going until it starts to look like it's evaporating out, or absorbing in rather. Look, is it a pretty meditative process? It is. It's more meditative when you're not filming yourself and trying to talk to Ben the entire time. And now we can even give it a little taste here. Flavor is very good. It is not done cooking. We're getting closer. I think we're basically there. It's just a touch under. And now turn the heat off, give it a stir. And now I am going to lid it and forget it. Now it's been resting for a few minutes. I'll take 1 more little knob of butter, slide that right in. And we're gonna grate in some of the old Parmigiano Reggiano and watch all your troubles in your butter melt away. Now we're gonna slice our breast on like this little thin man bias here like this. This is delicious. Oh, the texture of the rice is perfect. Every grain is like its own individual ingredient, its own component. It's herbaceous. It's got this like deep kind of umami flavor going on. The texture is great. And then you get kind of the little bit of rosemary from the tender grilled chicken. It's just honestly a perfect dish, but it's very tasty. All right, that's it. We made grilled chicken risotto. Very tasty. See you soon.